You ever feel like you're seeing around the corner and then suddenly the corner arrives? That's where we are right now. Everyone has been chasing GPUs, Nvidia GPUs, like it's still 2021 or early 2022, stacking H100s, praying for allocation, pretending that gaming cards, video game cards, were ever meant for artificial intelligence. But here's the truth. The real AI hardware revolution doesn't look like a graphics card. That was a temporary fix. It looks like this, quote, the Gemini APU architecture searches in place directly in the memory array, using the massively parallel data structure of the memory to perform searches and compute. That's not science fiction. That's a direct quote from the official site of GSI Technology, the company behind the Gemini APU, which is the first shipping alternative path to Nvidia's near monopoly. Their near monopoly of AI using graphics cards, basically retooled through some, intelligent algorithms and very nice toolkits. They've retooled the graphics card to the AI era. But to say that this weird hybrid organism is the final state of AI, the final state of AI hardware, is completely misguided. So let me say all this again because it matters. Search in place directly in memory, not in RAM, not piped through a PCIe bottleneck to some overheating GPU. This chip, this architecture, which by the way, full disclosure, I picked up some shares of GSI over the last couple months after I figured this out. Full disclosure there, I own some of them. This is from their website. I'm reading right from gsitechnology.com. Quote, GSI Technology's patented Gemini Associative Processing Unit, or APU, changes the concept of computing from serial data processing, where data is moved back and forth between the processor and memory, to massive parallel data processing, compute, and search in place directly in the memory array. This in-place associative computing technology removes the bottleneck at the I/O between the processor and memory. Data is accessed by content and processed directly in place in the memory array without having to cross the I/O. The result is an orders of magnitude performance over power ratio improvement compared to conventional methods that use CPUs and GPU along with DRAM. From their website. I mean, people keep asking me, is there any company that's building any of this stuff you talk about? Yeah, I'm not just making this stuff up. I'm literally reading from companies' websites. So why am I talking about this now? Because we saw this coming. Just like we called out silver in the spring and said silver is used in many of these AI chips, it's invaluable. Silver has since literally doubled in US dollar pricing since our fixation with silver. It has literally doubled. But silver is not the end game for us. That's just one of the necessary inputs for these chips. So we saw all of this, and we built a protocol called the Braid. I'm funding this right now. We've got a developer who's former, she's done contracts for Boeing, for Amazon, AWS, a whole bunch of other, legit places. And now she's coding our concept that will allow local AIs to communicate with each other and not share everything, but share the important stuff. So absolutely incredible place that we're in headed into 2026. So the Braid from Intersignal, by the way, my startup, intersignal.org, the Braid is a distributed cognition mesh for local AI nodes. It literally lets local AIs talk to each other and share their notes. And what we found internally is when you let them share their notes, you don't get Skynet, you don't get James Cameron's lame movie from the 80s. By the way, once I realized that Terminator was a James Cameron movie, you guys can no longer cite that as a reason why AI is bad. Because all the stuff in that movie never actually happened in real life because it's a fucking movie. And James Cameron no less. Like when somebody's dating, when somebody has a new girlfriend, do you cite Titanic to them? Do you cite what impressed Rose in Titanic? When somebody's interested in the space program at NASA, do you say, no, don't pursue a career in space? We want to leave those blue alien people alone. The blue alien people in Avatar, another James Cameron movie. We don't want to go into space and steal their unobtainium from the blue cat people and the trees on their little unobtainium planet. Oh, wait, that's just a fucking movie. It's just Hollywood. It has no basis in fact. When we go to space, it's not to rob from the blue cat people. It's simply to explore. And in much the same way, Terminator is bullshit, folks. So here's more from GSI's website. The Gemini APU can operate on fully unstructured data, such as text, graphs, or sparse matrices. That means it isn't just a faster filter. This is content understanding at memory speed. Unlike the GPU cartel's offerings, unlike what Jensen rolled out recently on Joe Rogan, you're not shuffling data around to meet the processor. The data doesn't need to be moved to a processor. It is the processor. Get it? So that's the big pivot that we're invested in. The compute is the memory. So ask yourself, what happens when memory starts to think? What happens when the AI lives inside of the chip? Not on some server that you ping, not in some data center, but in the substrate, in your sensor, your drone, your hard drive, your autonomous mesh. What happens then? Then you don't need a cloud at all. That's part of why I think Oracle and a couple of other big tech companies have been dropping lately, is the smart public is realizing these legacy massive companies are actually not well suited to AI. So this isn't just a victory for GSI, quietly building for years, a total alternative to this GPU near monopoly that is formed. It's a turning point. It's a signal. And the signal is AI is leaving the cloud. It's leaving its original home behind. And AI is coming home to us. It's truly becoming a local technology. And memory is the new compute. It's not about which GPU is fastest. It's about parking this processing in memory. Biggest thing I've said since check out Bitcoin. Literally. Actually bigger. So you want to build something real? Start here. Start with the new architectures that are coming online. We're not theorizing this stuff anymore. The braid is almost ready, and now the silicon is catching up. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.